Well, we got ourselves off to a rip-roaring start to our second Bundesliga campaign with a pair of back-to-back clean sheet victories. But could we keep the party going as we make our way into the month of November? Welcome back, everyone, to episode 19 of the return of TSV 1860 Munich. And we did have a decent start to our season, winning or at least not losing, 4 of our first 5 matches in the second Bundesliga. So we already talked about, you saw in the last episode, we won our first 2 matches 1 and 2-0 respectively. We did drop our match in the first round of the DFB Pokal against Arminia Bielefeld. It was 1-1. We did lose on penalties as they were able to stop 2 of our 5 attempts. We followed that up with a 0-0 draw against Hanover, but then we bounced back with a 1-0 win against Jan Regensburg. But we're not scoring a ton of goals, and that trend unfortunately continued, losing 1-0 away to Darmstadt 98. We then picked up a 3-0 victory against Hansa Rostock. We thought we were moving along quite well. We were sitting in the playoff position, and that is when the wheels came off. Back-to-back clean sheet losses against Eintracht Braunschweig and Sandhausen, 1-0 and 2-0 respectively. Then another 1-0 loss on the road to Bochum, and things were starting to look pretty dire. We played a maintenance friendly during the international break. We were able to win that only 2-1 against the local competition in Hollenbach before losing 3-2 against Fortuna Dusseldorf, dropping ourselves into the bottom half of the table. So we made a tactical change, came back, played Arminia Bielefeld. Everyone thought that we were going to lose. We were on the road, and we picked up a 2-0 victory using a brand new 4-3-2-1 formation. I call it the Christmas tree. We talked a little bit about this on stream. We tried it out in an offline save for a little bit, decided to import it in as we definitely needed to make some changes to our fortunes. And we have done exactly that, picking up goals from Finn Lachenmacher and new signee Jardel Kanga. Kanga coming in on loan from our senior affiliate at Bayer Leverkusen. We brought him in at the end of the transfer window, and then he promptly got injured for about 4 weeks. So this was his first senior match that he was available for, and he did not disappoint, adding a goal and an assist in his first senior team action with 1860 Munich. Which brings us to today's matchup as we look to kick things off in the month of November. We've got matches at home against Wehen Wiesbaden and then against Mainz, currently sitting, well, basically top of the table. They are tied on 25 points with Hanover. They are going to be a massive test for us as we are trying out our new formation. Still dealing with some injuries. Christian Conte had picked up another knock a few games ago. He's been out for the last couple of weeks. Victor Almo in the same situation, so both are unavailable for this match today. We're going to be using pretty much the same squad that we used in the last match, but we did lose Martin Kobolansky in that match to injury. Honestly, he has not been playing very well anyway, so he has been replaced by Talon Duman, which means Patrick Sontheimer is going to slot into his position. So it's going to be Kretzmar in goal, a back four of Antovsky, Najar, Papadopoulos, and Zvigala. Again, Sontheimer in the midfield with Frenetzi and Kanga on the wings. Ahead of them is going to be Jakub Resik and Talon Duman, and leading the line and the team with 5 goals is Finn Lachenmacher, and we're taking on a team at the bottom of the table, so we do expect victory in this match. At least that's what the board and the fans are hoping to see, making it 2 in a row as we get back on track. We find ourselves 8th place in the table. Not a terrible place for us to be in our first time in the second Bundesliga. We did lose 4 in a row, but we had been playing decently before that, and it was good enough for us to get a brand new 3-year deal with the club, which is what we wanted to see. We are the favorites to win this match. We are currently sitting in 8th place. Wehen Wiesbaden currently occupying the bottom spot on the table on 6 points after 11 matches. So we're going to ask the team to pick up where they left off the last time. It is a 4-3-2-1 going against the 4-2-3-1 from Wehen Wiesbaden. And hopefully we will finally start to see a return to our winning ways. Things always seem to work out pretty well when we are doing an episode, so we're hoping that that trend does continue. The team is in decent shape right now. Obviously, we're missing a lot of potential starters in Kobylanski and Conte and Victor Olmo. To injury, we have had guys step in and do nice jobs. We still are a little unsettled at the center back position as we have cycled through with Papadopoulos. Although he has been mostly a mainstay, he did find himself on the bench in the last match as we were just trying new things with new guys, trying to right this ship. And right now, defensively, we are looking pretty good through the first 30 minutes of this match. We have managed 7 shots on goal, which is more in a half than we typically have gotten in full matches recently. So we're expecting the new formation to pay more offensive dividends. We've only limited Wehen Wiesbaden to 4 shots, and it looks like we may escape this first half without a single highlight, as we are going to get a corner kick from Talon Duman. Lachenmacher can't get there. Talon throwing it in. Coulter is able to clear it out. Papadopoulos, though, will gather. Get it to Najar. Back for Papadopoulos. Right wing feed for Zvigala. Carrying it forward. He does have some space. His center attempt is blocked and cleared away. Najar's going to knock it down to Rezic, though. Vernetzi in the middle. Lachenmacher, was he onside? I don't know. It was knocked back to Talon Duman. He is able to slot it into the back of the net, but they are going to review it, because I think Lachenmacher was originally offside in that play, and they have disallowed the goal. It would have been the first of the year for Talon Duman, but Lachenmacher unfortunately straying offside when he took the feed from Vernetzi. It was knocked back to Duman, who was able to put it past the goalkeeper, but unfortunately it was all for naught as the first half falls by the wayside. 11 shots to 4, 5 of those 11 finding the target. We're winning the XG battle. We're winning the possession battle. We're winning pretty much everywhere. 8 corners to 1. Reminds me a lot of Chelsea against Everton, to be fair with you. So we're going to head into the second half. Still tied 0-0, but 1860 Munich showing us a little something on the pitch, aren't they? And we are going to keep the side the same as we enter action in the second half. We are hoping to keep the pressure on. The match momentum, for the most part, has gone in favor of 1860 Munich. We're hoping to continue that. All we need is 1 goal. 2 would make me feel even better. We won the last match 2-0 against a team that was, frankly, better than us, both on paper and on the pitch. And that beat us in the DFB Pokal. Wehen Wiesbaden sitting at the bottom of the table. I am afraid that we are almost playing down to our competition. Hate the comparison again, but very much like Everton in real life. So 20 minutes are going to remain in this match as we're going to look to make some changes because we just need to really get something going. Antovsky is going to come off to be replaced by Olivier NZ. We're also going to move Kanga up and take the spot of I think he's going to go in and play for Finn Lachenmacher. Lachenmacher hasn't been doing a whole lot. Atamar is going to come in his place. We're going to make those 2 changes. Hopefully that this actually gets something done for us. So we give a little team talk. Go see if you can score the winning goal. They're pleased. They're motivated. I hate to take Finn Lachenmacher off. It is a 0-0 match. See if Kanga can do anything. It's not his natural position. We may have to make a few additional moves as we get closer. Sondheimer is not having the greatest of games. Jakub Rezic is not either. As we approach 10 minutes left, Sondheimer is going to give way to Tim Valbrecht. And Jakub Rezic, we're going to move for Netzi, I believe, up in that position. And Rezic will be replaced by Mika Sponsel. Yeah, that's the move we're going to make. Sponsel's pretty good on that right-hand side. We'll see if that can translate onto the left in a more of an inverted winger position. With just 10 minutes left to go, a draw will be highly disappointing, but getting points is better than not. So do we look at it as a potential point gained or as 2 potential points lost as it's knotted down. Papadopoulos is going to take control in the midfield. He's got Itamar flipping it forward, looking for Venezia. It's knocked away from him, and here comes Vejan Weisbaden the other way. Kother, he's up. He's going to take the shot from range, and it's going to miss everything. So a wasted opportunity for Vejan Weisbaden as they have really come on. 8 shots in this second half, 8-5. They're out shooting us as they throw it forward. Knockdown. Sponsel is there. Atamar nodding it down for Talon Duman. Ahead, looking for Venezia. Volbrecht ahead for Kanga. Kanga is in, and it gets through the goalkeeper Stritzel, and it's in. Kanga with his second goal in as many matches, and in the first minute of added time here in the second half, 1860 Munich has taken the 1-0 lead. Talon Duman looking for Venezia. It's knocked away from him, but Volbrecht pushing forward from that more defensive midfielder position. Kanga throwing it on net. You can't have a good thing happen unless you try to throw it on goal. And Kanga made a good thing happen. 1 minute left in this match, and it looks like 1860 Munich is going to hold on for the 1-0 victory. So the luck of being on camera for the episode has worked out. We've now won 2 in a row, this one at home, but we've got a bigger test coming up as we take on Mainz in just a week. They are currently sitting near the top of the table. Very well done, guys. I appreciate you very much. As we take a look at the live table, they are on top. They did win. We've each played 12 matches. They have a plus 13 in goal difference, 28 points, sitting 9 points ahead of us, but we have moved up into 6th place. All we need to do is stay top of the table. All we have to do to keep the board happy, to keep the supporters happy, is not get relegated. Right now, we're doing a very good job of that, even though we lost 4 matches in the league. Heading into this run of games, we have still maintained a decent position in the table. We're now tied on points with St. Pauli. That's who we play after mine. So if we can get a nice good run going, I think we can close out this first half of the year on a very strong footing. So the true test of the new system is going to come against Mainz, sitting on the top of the table on 28 points. Now, other results in the league have dropped us down into 10th. That's fine. A win today and we'll climb back up. Do they think we can win? Absolutely not, but we're going to give it a shot. A couple of changes are going to be made as we try to rotate some new players in. Kretzmar is still going to be in goal, but Loney from earlier on in the year, Anton Bowerly, is going to get the start at left back. It's going to be Najar and Papadopoulos in the middle. Zwickel is going to be on the right. Kovac is going to come back in that defensive midfield position. It's been a couple of games since he has started. Venezia and Kanga on the wings. Rezic and Talon Duman in the attacking midfield. And, of course, Finn Lockenmacher up top as we look to make it 3 in a row. But Mainz is going to provide quite the challenge for us. Coming into this one, they have won 3 of their last 4, including the last 2 in a row. But we have done the same thing. Not the 3 again out of 4, but we have won our last 2. So we put that 4-game losing skid to the side. It's in the rear view, and we are looking to take on a top-of-the-table team and hoping that we can have the same type of performance that we have had in the last couple of matchups as it's thrown forward by Talon Duman, but headed away. Can't get it past the wall. Barrero carrying it forward. Counter-attack now on for Mainz. Abduklal back for Leitch. Hawks got it. Ahead for Abduklal along the left wing, dropping it for Lee in the middle for Barrero, and he drills it from distance, picking up his 2nd goal of the year. And 11 minutes in, Mainz has taken a 1-0 lead. First goal given up since the change of system by 1860 Munich. Again, the board expected us to lose. The supporters expected us to lose, so not a huge surprise that we have fallen behind. It was a great strike by Barrero. Perhaps Kretschmar could have done a better job in reading that play. I don't know. Who am I to judge whether a goalkeeper is doing a good job or not when an absolute screamer from distance is sent in? But we have not lost any position on the table. That is the good news. Ramsey with the free kick. Viper, nice save being made. Actually, it misses the fingertips of Kretschmar. I always think it's a save, but it's really not. It just clattered off of the crossbar and goes behind. Right now, no shots on goal, however, for 1860 Munich, but Zvigala with the interception, played forward to Kanga, loses control momentarily, but he pushes it ahead. Look at that speed ahead. Finn Lachenmacher in behind the defense, and a huge save made by the keeper. It will bring up a corner kick, and Talon Duman is going to deliver from the near side. Duman in, looking for Lachenmacher, can't find him. Najardo will knot it down for Rezik, who will send it forward, but that's going to be the end of it. So apparently, nothing coming off of the corner. Kovac unable to clear, but Rezik on the second attempt does. Ramsey chases it down, throws it forward. Hawk for Barrero. Bartok looking for Viper in, and a big save by Kretzmar, putting it behind. And a corner kick opportunity now for Mainz as 34 minutes have passed. They do lead it 1-0, looking for 2. Sent far post, but Najar is able to clear that out and end the Mainz attack. Barrero in the 11th minute is the only goal so far on the board. 1860 Munich, though, has picked up a pair of shots, one of them on target, but the run of play so far has gone all Mainz's way as Viper has it. Barrero will drop it back. Bashetic for Barkok. Along the byline, setting it in the middle. Lee drilling it from just beyond the penalty spot, and that's going to go well wide and way off target as the first half comes to an end, and right now, it's all Mainz. They've had the ball 70% of the time, outshooting us 7-2 and beating us where it counts, which is on the scoreboard. 1-0 is your score. Hopefully the second half is going to be a little bit better for us. Fingers crossed. We do have a couple of nervous players out there, so we're going to throw some encouragement out to the team. Hopefully that's going to put them in a better mindset because Barley, Kovac, and Lachenmacher were all feeling a little bit uneasy, so hopefully they are going to be in a better mental position as Barkok moves it forward, dropping it back for Ramsey. Barrero's got it now, taken off by Vernetzi from behind. Kovac pushing it ahead, but Mainz able to regain control. Bartok carrying it in the middle. He finds Abu Klal, and Abu Klal has made it 2-0 Mainz. Great defensive play. Kovac, again, maybe the nerves getting a little bit better of him. Loses control in the middle third. The counterattack was on. Barkok laying it in front. Abu Klal, the only one there to take it. He's able to put it past Kretzmar for the 2-0 lead. I guess we didn't really expect a victory, but maybe a slightly better showing after the way that we'd played the last couple of matches. We're going to make some early changes. The changes we made heading into this game, not making me happy. So Volbrecht, who actually made Team of the Week last week, is going to come in the defensive midfield position. Bowerly, who we did get some complaints from his manager from the team that we loaned him from, saying that we weren't playing him enough. We said that he was off form, which was true. He was both not on form and he was injured for a little while. So we thought we'd give him the opportunity because maybe if the manager's saying something, maybe it's worth looking into, but unfortunately just not getting a lot from him today. So we're making 2 changes here early on with about 30 minutes left to go. We are going to keep our eye on a couple of other players. Papadopoulos is not playing that great. Finn Lachenmacher hasn't really gotten the service, so he's not playing very well as well. So let's let them know there's time left to change the game. They're happier, they're motivated. I mean, everybody's feeling pretty decent. We're going to shout some more encouragement toward our team. We are on the road. Najar is going to get things restarted just on the 1860 Munich side of midfield. Vernetzi, Rezik, he's got Lachenmacher in, and Lachenmacher hits the crossbar. Are you kidding me? Oh, a beautiful opportunity. What a feed forward for Finn Lachenmacher. He had the goalie to beat. He succeeded there, but just inches off target. Hit the woodwork, denying a goal. And we are where we were. Still down 2-0 with a couple of changes left to make. Vernetzi is tired. Milos Kocic is going to be coming in, the youngster, trying to give him some playing time as we're hoping that we can get him, like homegrown maybe for, when we make the Bundesliga and start challenging for European football. He may be a good player to have around. I don't know. We're giving the youngster a shot. Speaking of youngsters, Kang is going to move back up and replace Lachenmacher, and Itamar is going to come in on that right wing position as Finn Lachenmacher just not really giving us what we need him to give us. He does lead the team in goals, but he is well behind the pace. That saw him net 24 for us in the league last year. 10 minutes left to go. We have almost pulled even on shots, so we are taking more opportunities as we're getting a little bit more attacking, give it a more positive mindset. We've been kind of balanced going with what we're looking at tactically, but it looks like that we're not going to be able to pull this one out. 4 minutes added on. We are in stoppage time in the second half, and this match has been all Mainz, and they're showing why they were at the top of the table. They easily handle us. 2-0 is your score. I feel like it could have been a lot worse, so kudos to the overall defensive effort. I mean, their XG of 1.91, they just barely outperformed that. So they basically ran us ragged all over the pitch. For it only being 2-0, Finn Lackemacher should have made it 2-1. Unfortunately, it was not to be. Well, the fans not really loving what they saw from the squad. I can't say that I blame them. We are where we were before when we started the match. Currently sitting in 10th place, 19 points after 13 games. We've won 6, we've lost 6, we drew 1. We are positive on the goal differential. So those are all good things as we have made the jump up to the second Bundesliga. Our quick start has definitely buoyed us. We did lose 4 in a row, came back with a pair of wins before kind of dropping back to earth against top of the table Mainz. Coming up, we've got an international break, so we're going to play a maintenance friendly in between. Then there is St. Pauli currently sitting with us on 19 points. Then a number of matches. We don't have a ton of matches before the new year, so we are going to pop back in the month of January for the 2 January games against Ingolstadt and Paderborn, and we really hope that we see you then. Well, 1 win out of 2 ain't bad, 2 of our last 3, so hopefully we are moving back in the right direction. We're going to play through a couple of more matches, get into 2025 and see how things shape up. Not only during the transfer window, see what moves, if any, we are able to make, maybe able to offload some of our older players that are kind of chirping in our ear about either their playing time or looking to move on. We don't know. We will see what happens when we get there. We are back for Ingolstadt and Paderborn in episode number 20. Can't believe we've gotten this far. Hopefully our survival in the second Bundesliga will remain where it is, if not better. We are hoping to make a push, but I don't know if this team is quite ready to make the jump to the Bundesliga, but we are well on our way to reaching our ultimate goal, which is getting back to the top flight of German football and establishing ourselves there. And hopefully we can stick around long enough to make a run toward the top. See if we can knock off some of the big boys as well. If you like that, please give us the big thumbs up. The algorithm loves that. Also gets this video in front of more eyeballs. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed so far. If you do want to be notified when the next episode is out, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications. Every little bit to help the channel is so greatly appreciated. We'll see you in a couple of days for episode 20. Until then, bye-bye.